So we here, this is it. We just purchased this self-storage business, 111 units, as you can see, and we're gonna take this to the next level. What I'm super excited about even more is that this self-storage business also came with this retail office here and a one-bedroom apartment. And we're gonna do something very, very cool. We are actually going to turn this office down here into a packing and shipping business. So you think about the UPS store, the FedEx store, we are gonna do it independently, and we're gonna offer a space for you to be able to have your mail sent and delivered, be able to do notary services, printing, shipping, all of the above, and give us an additional 6 figures in revenue every single year. And I couldn't have done this without bringing in Cookie Robinson, who is one of my mentees who joined the Mailbox in the Academy. But in this case, today, I am the mentee and she's the mentor, because she's gonna coach me and walk me through this Mailbox packing and shipping build out and show us exactly what we need to do to be able to launch and make some money. So.
And now the student becomes the teacher. Let's hit it.
Stop in. I've been in the business 9 years. Commercial real estate investor. See, most of us, we losing our own blessings because we want to get the whole pie. We want 100% of nothing.
I got business, credit, real estate. Got some assets on the market from recession up to date. I got business, credit, real estate.
I need to become more effective in less time. If it takes you 30 years to do something, I need to do it in 5. I'm not trying to wait time 30, 40 years in to retire, get a pension, then go get a second job and now work. No, I'm not doing it.
Funding for the business with a lower interest rate. I got get your LLC, you gon' need an EIN. You get verified online, a few more steps you be right in. Get your headset in the game, we gon' need you to buy in. Execution is the loophole with the strings that we tie in.
All right, so Cooks, I'm gonna let you lead the way, kind of break down exactly how we should do. But before we do that, what I'll do is tell you like what we was thinking from a flow standpoint.
Right.
And we could go from there. So this right here, obviously the desk, right? We will, I don't know, we probably put a new desk in here. You can let us know if we need to or not. The cabinets back here, we could, we got budget available to be able to replace it. But this is where we was thinking about putting the PO boxes right here. And then you got other offices down here, but we don't need to fill up all these other offices. Like if you look, it's just more space. It's just another bunch of cubes.
So essentially, you'll need this space to manage the storage of the packages and everything anyway, because the mailboxes are only going to hold but so much as far as letter parcel mail. You're going to need the additional rooms in order to have the packages that are coming from your larger carriers like FedEx, UPS. Those boxes are going to stack up, especially if people are coming and dropping things off. So not only are you receiving mail, you're sending mail also. So all of the space will come in handy. It'll get ate up pretty much.
That's some game. I thought I had extra space. I guess we don't.
Might have to knock down some walls to make it a bit of a smoother ease, but
we have this office right here, which will again, whatever we want to do with it. I don't know if we have this is the office for the employee that we hire, and they can have a lot of paperwork and printing maybe, or maybe the notary services. But yeah, this is the build out, long story short. So if I need you to let me know what's
so essentially when people walk in, they need to know exactly that like you can do what it is. They don't want to come in and feel confused. So the minute you come in, there's signs that show the logos of all the different shipping carriers. They're like, okay, boom, I know I can take care of these things here. Have a sign.
Question really quick. Shipping carriers, what's that?
So your shipping carriers are USPS, UPS, FedEx, even DHL for international packages. Those are the main ones. And then when people see those logos, because of that brand credibility that's been established way before, we know, oh, I can get my packages.
Where should we put those logos?
So those logos should be lining the windows, and even when they come inside, have more signs inside so that they're reminded, like, okay, because since it's new, people are gonna always come in hesitant. You'll see it when they come in. They'll be looking and they'll be like, can I do this here? Yes, of course you can. Even having a sign that says notary services here, because that's something that gets overlooked. People need to have documents notarized all the time for a myriad of different reasons. So if they know that they can get that done here, they're going to be telling uncles, aunties, cousins, friends, because that's a service that gets overlooked quite a bit. So first things first, walking in, seeing those signs, remind them. have those signs remind them of what it is that they can do when they come here.
Okay. So we have signs up letting them know all the services, like you said. So the shipping carriers, the notary services,
and then the printing services, because people do not have printers at home like they used to. It's just an extra thing that runs out of ink, and then they're just like, I'm done. I'm not buying nothing else, you know. So when they know that they can get that done here, you have a commercial, you know, printer that can spit out 50 to 100 or 1,000 copies if they need to. Oh, my dog is, you know, lost. I need copies. It's the simplest things that we take for granted, but people need your services for.
I agree, because I'm that customer actually. I have a printer at home, but I still go and get it printed in because
who wants to fuss over?
I don't want to do it myself.
Exactly. It's
and
the
then if I run out of ink, then I gotta order. Like, I just go ahead.
No, you're not going to waste time on that kind of stuff. It's the convenience that people are paying for because it's not something they need every day. It's just a sometimes thing. Well, if you need something sometimes, but I always provide it, you're going to always be sending people here because somebody is going to always need it.
So you continue to let us know exactly what we need to do to continue this. Like you said, I'm taking notes in my head, and we got to document it. We're going to do the signage, right? Let anybody know all the services we have so that they don't be skeptical as they walk in.
Correct.
But what about, because in my mind, I'm always thinking about business and scale, right? So one of the things that I know makes a business scalable is through subscriptions or memberships, right? So is there a way that we could implement maybe like a subscription or membership component where they'll get like a discount if they just pay monthly? They can just come in all day to get certain things?
Absolutely. So it's a combination where your mailboxes that are the private mailbox customers, that's a subscription service. And if you want to put add-ons to that, that's an additional subscription service. So the add-ons could be if they need business cards, if they need copies, if they need other things for their business or whatever the purpose is of them having a private mailbox. Then you know that you can come here, have all of those things done, and you're getting it at a discounted rate because you're already a member here. So offering those kind of services to mailbox customers. Then if there is a specific, you know, local business, they again may not necessarily need it all the time, but they're always going to need copies at some point. Offering subscription services to other businesses to say, hey, any of your print needs, just let us know, just pay this monthly and we'll take care of it, and it'll be at this consistent rate because you're just paying monthly as a member.
There we go. That's a gem right there, right? So we doubling up on our money, we bringing in more revenue, but it's consistent.
Correct.
Consistency is key when we are growing businesses. All right, so what else you know, you let me know. What do you think about this setup? Because we was thinking about initially kind of knocking down all these walls and redoing a build up, and we said we can save money, we don't need to do it. But what do you think about this?
You'll have to probably knock down a couple walls, or at least do like a half wall in order to simplify it, because you'd be surprised how much the inventory will take up some of the space. And inventory would consist of things like the different size boxes that you'll want to have on hand, because obviously it's a self-storage facility also here. So people are going to be moving things. They're going to need boxes, point blank period. So boxes, you're going to have that inventory. So that means you'll need some of it on display, and then the rest can be just in the back, and they can grab, you know, an employee can grab it. But you'll need some of that on display, because again, when people walk in and they're making that hesitant peek, they need to see what it is that they need. They just have to. We're visually stimulated people. It encourages us to know we're in the right place. So some of it will have to be on display. Another thing is that if somebody is coming in and needs copies, this is a choice, but you can have a separate copier for the people that just want the self-service style of it, where they can just, can I just make a few copies of this, and they can do that themselves.
Like a self-checkout.
Correct. Versus if they need thousands of copies, and that's something that an employee would be managing so that they can keep track of that person's order. So that's something to think about, because if somebody walks in and they just need to make 5 or 10 copies of something, they can handle that. They know how to generally use a printer. Let's just do that real quick. So making room to do that means that you might need a wall down just to kind of have more floor space to accommodate that kind of thing. That kind of means that this would need to go the long way.
Your turn.
Yeah, because here's the thing about mailboxes, like, people like to check their own mail, or they want to be able to call you to check their mail so that they know something is here. So if you're walking in and you're able to check the mailboxes right there, that means that you want to make this simple as possible, being able to walk right in.
Okay.
And then all of the like inventory of the boxes, whatever signage that's on either side of us. So then we're talking about the printer. Now the printer is, pretty large, so you'll probably want to knock down this wall here so that it's accessible from this side. And then people can, like I said, if you decide to go the self-service route, there's one printer for that. And then for the other stuff, there's a separate printer for the larger copies, right?
Okay.
But that also would mean that, we have to rearrange this big baby right here.
Yes. So you think we should just tear this down and get an entirely new counter?
I mean,
it's probably more modernized or slimmer.
It might be better because this is just going to be probably really heavy to reorientate that way.
Yeah.
This would help having this where like a scale would go, but you would still need it to be facing in an entirely different direction, and it looks like it's connected. So yeah, like essentially the idea is that a scale would go on this so that when a person is bringing in their package, that package can go on the scale and be weighed, because the software is going to need all of those details. It's going to need the dimensions, it's going to need the weight in order to tell the customer which carrier can ship it at what price.
Okay.
That's just part of the natural order of checking a person out.
Yes.
So you would need something lower level like this, but again, the way that is, turned at this angle does not make it the best, because it's going to start blocking the walkway too. Yeah. So a few changes.
Question. What if we put the boxes in this office instead?
Yeah, I actually like that idea. I think that if this wall was to come down, it would be good to have the mailboxes actually here, because you'll need room to get on the back side of the mailboxes as an employee. You need to put the mail inside, but then the customer is going to have their key and going to need to check the boxes. So it gives more room to be able to do that. And that's actually how my store is set up as well. Like the boxes are there so that the customers can check their own mail, and then the employees can also check as well. Okay, we talked signage, we talked inventory, and we talked about like maybe rearranging some things so that it's better flow. So that would mean that you're going to also have to get into the like nuts and bolts of where you want to set up your computer, because your computer is going to be your POS, your point of sale system. And that means you're going to have basically like computer, the card reader, the scale that's attached to the computer, all of that's going to need a home base, I'll call it. So that's what brings me back to this piece right here, because essentially you'd have your computer, you'd have your scale, and then everything is like within reach when you check people out. But again, we'd have to kind of like change how things are laid out so that it's closer on this side.
So that's what she's going to break it down to us right now. And she was saying that if we're going to have the boxes over here, like this cutting out, like basically counter coming out this far out, right? You're saying like it's not as fluid.
Yeah, now what we could do, and this would make it a lot simpler since this was a load bearing wall, keep the boxes on this side, remove this wall and have them here. So that way, when people walk in, signage, self-serve printer on this side, mailboxes right here.
All right here.
Yeah, so they'd be walking past signage, a self-service printer right here for simple copies that need to be made, and then mailboxes are boom right here. And then employees can still, do what they need to do.
Do you think we need to take the wall down, or can it be done without it?
I think it would at least need to be a half wall so people can see that it's there. It's so important that people can see it. As far as this wall is concerned, it doesn't necessarily have to be completely removed in order for it to work, but it does at least need to be maybe a half wall so that people can see the mailboxes, because it's just very important visually for them to see once they come in. Like, oh, my mailbox is right there. Oh, I need to rent one of these. It's just a part of the psychological process.
You two have to decide whether it's this wall and this wall, or however you want to do it. They're going to try to be here tomorrow.
All right, that's the guy. What you doing? Oh, you can text me with time. We'll figure that out.
Okay, yeah, I'll be here. So.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so that works. If this could at least be, kind of like trimmed back so that the mailboxes are still visible. That's the most important thing.
I get that from a customer experience standpoint.
Yeah.
It's like your stuff is hiding in the bag. You don't really know what's going over there. But if you come in and you can see it visually, it just adds a better experience.
Yeah, and it adds to the experience when you're walking in, when you know, oh, my mailbox is right there. You can just kind of walk to it, because I have mailbox customers all the time that literally just walk in. They may or may not wave. They go right to their box. They're just doing their thing and then they're out. So it just kind of is part
I'm that
of the
type of person. I want to be in and out. I don't want to even talk to nobody.
Correct. Some people are that way, which is fine.
All right, cool.
And then you could make this, instead of taking the wall down, this could actually be a, what do you call it, the two-way glass. So that an employee might be in here working on, a print job or something, whatever is going on in the office, they can still see when somebody is coming in. That way you don't have to take the wall down. It's right here. You get a two-way glass for them to be able to still see out, but you can't necessarily see in. You know what I mean? Just something to think about.
Absolutely. The software, talk to me about software.
Yeah.
And then what softwares we need, the time frame it would take to get certain softwares up and running, price point.
So as far as the software is concerned, it's a simple process of like setting it up. That part's not hard to do at all. They walk you through it. There's two softwares in particular that most package ship stores use. There's one called Shipwright, and then there's one called Postmate.
I've heard of Postmate.
Now, out of the two, I personally use Postmate because that's just what I was trained on how to use. I never got to learn to use Shipwright, so I don't really have a comparison opinion of which one is better. It's not one of those situations. It's just what I was taught to use. So I stuck with that, because once you get into the nuts and bolts of it, it's simple enough. So it's like, oh, okay, I know how to use this. So it is very kind of intuitive for an employee to be able to learn and be trained on how to do it. So with Postmate in particular, you talk with them about the membership. It's an annual membership. I believe it's $3.99 for the whole year. And from there, they will help you get it installed on the computer if you're not already buying the system that has it built in. I don't think that that's necessary.
How much is the system that
it costs more to get the computer with the POS already in. It's around $1,500. I'm old school. I'm gonna get on Facebook Marketplace and buy me a computer for a couple $100s and just put the software on myself. But
I'm new school.
Yeah, see, it's a matter of convenience. It's a matter of convenience. I get it.
Gotcha. All right.
But those are the two options. So either way, you're going to get what you need.
So $1,500 get the system, get the computer that has the system in it. From a training standpoint, right? What's the time frame, or is there any challenges that an employee may have to learn that system?
Yes, I won't say that the challenge is in the training per se, because training just depends on the person who's teaching as well as the student. Because the information is not hard. It's very, very simple. You're going to get a customer who has an address, and then that customer who has that address is sending it to someone else with an address. So it's kind of like 2 + 2 = 4. But from there, you're just learning where to go in the POS of what to click on. And again, to me, I think it's very intuitive. The buttons are all very, very clear. When you're getting into setting up the software, there's some important details pricing wise that you want to just make sure is programmed in. But the good news is with Postmate, they feed in the wholesale pricing from all of the carriers. You're just applying your markup. So if you want your markup to be 40%, 50%, or something like that, you're pointing that into the system, and then boom. It takes care of the rest. So I'll wrap up in regards to with the software. So again, I think it's pretty intuitive, because once you just know what information you're plugging in, you know where to click in order to plug that information in. So when it comes down to your private mailboxes, all of that data is stored within your software. So whenever you need to search for a customer, whenever you need to update their information, it's all done right through the software, which makes that super, super simple. Another resource that comes in handy is to offer digital mailboxes. So now we're not just talking about the physical mailboxes where people are walking in because they have a key and they're checking their box. Now it's all digital. People are needing business addresses, or an estate address, a trust address, whatever it is. They just want a digital mailbox. So from there, they're able to use your location, have a suite number at your location, and all of this is going to also be done through a web app. So it's not necessarily a POS anymore. It's just a web app that you're plugging the information in, and you're being paid as a third-party address for them. So that's another stream of income for the store. It's another convenience for the customer. And as far as digital mailboxes are concerned, I think the benefits far outweigh the cons, and by con is just more work as far as like mail coming in for more people. That's work. But the pros definitely outweigh those cons because it allows you to, again, have an extra stream of income, and it also allows you to connect with more businesses because, again, people are needing these addresses for their business. So if a business is relocating and they need boxes, guess who they can call? If they need business cards or print services, guess who they can call? If they need to store something because they need to do reno at their facility, guess who they can call? So you're building a network within what it is that you have at your mail and shipping store.
Good game. So just kind of recap really quick, right? So how many streams of income are we able to make thus far? So
we're talking shipping, that's one stream. We're talking private mailboxes, physical private mailboxes, that's another stream. So that's 2. Digital private mailboxes, that's 3. Now we're talking printing services, that's 4. We're talking notary services, that's 5. Then there's some other things that you could add on, like the business membership type services. That's, there you could do a U-Haul. That's another one.
So across the street, actually, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna rent out like 4 spots across the street, and then we'll have that set up for our U-Haul service. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Right, exactly. So now you're already up to like 7 streams of
just off of this. That's not even included.
You didn't even include the self-storage
yet. And that's not even like we didn't do our retail service like locks that we could actually start selling, scissors, all the different packages.
Now,
insurance.
One of the other things that can definitely help a packing shipping store like this, again, within the network, there's other businesses that are now using this place to do all sorts of things, whether it's a private mailbox, digital mailbox, or just printing services. Well, what if one of those businesses has a product that they want to be able to sell within your store? So now you've become a local shop for a small business.
I like that.
Income stream number 8. Because now they might just be selling online, but people feel really good about having their product in somebody's store. They just love that, and it's great for the community. And people really do respect shopping local and supporting local businesses. So again, unlocking stream number 8 by just networking within the community that you're building through your store.
So she just broke down how we're gonna make 8 different streams of income just off of this one business. That's not even including the storage facility that we are actually attached to. That's going to generate another 7 different streams. So we're really talking about over 15 different streams of income from one move. That's why I always say it's not about quantity, it's about quality, right?
Absolutely.
How do you find the right business that's already existing and then just implement the technology and our information and then just scale it.
And the thing about multiple streams of income is, like, it sounds fancy, but as we've learned, the power is in the boring businesses. And by building an ecosystem within that boring business, now you have additional streams of income. So now it's just a healthy community within what it is that you're building with your business, if you do it right. And that's what we want to do with this place here.
Got it. All right, so I have another question as far as employees. So we were considering doing this like 24 hours, meaning like even after like the employee has left for the day 9 to 5, they can still come back in and out. I don't know, like, what's the pros and the cons? Is it like good to do it or not?
So there are some stores that offer access to the private mailboxes 24 hours, and that's a part of the whole layout design, because the stores that do offer that, they have a secure gate that goes down over the rest of the store, but the mailboxes are still accessible by proxy cards, so that the people who have their private mailboxes here, they get their proxy card and can still access their mailbox. But at my store in particular, we have not offered that service yet because there just really hasn't been as much of a demand to put in the investment to make those changes. But if the demand arises, I'd be happy to make those changes because I get the convenience of that. But again, here, because we're doing a build out, it changes how your layout is going to be set up, because if you have that in future, you definitely want the mailboxes closer to the front, so that when you do graduate to 24-hour, you don't have to come back this way.
So we're looking like most likely it's gonna have to be in this right over here. We have to bring down this wall, open it up.
I mean, quite honestly, we wouldn't even have to destroy the whole wall and mess up anything load bearing wise because the boxes need to be enclosed anyway. There are some boxes that, you know, front load, but from what we've discussed and what we see is available as far as in the market, you can get the rear loading mailboxes. So essentially those rear loading mailboxes could just fit into the wall and they're metal, they're very heavy. So I think by basically carving out that space within the wall for those mailboxes, everything is still secure. So ideally that would work because if you did decide to do 24-hour access, the gate can come right here.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about all that space back there? Is just like extra space that we have?
So again, it's going to be for the storage, and it's also going to be for the packages that are being sent and received, because you're going to have FedEx coming to pick things up as well as drop things off. You're going to have UPS coming. You're going to have USPS coming. By the end of the day, you're going to have a lot of boxes that are coming in and out, and you'll need a lot of space. You won't even realize it. Like, dang, I didn't realize that was needed. Now, I do recommend maybe like knocking down some of the walls so that it's easier to get to certain things, because again, once more packages are coming in, you don't want your pickup carriers confused. Where's the FedEx stuff? Because they just be trying to move. So keeping everything in a flow becomes a lot more important at the end of the day, because everybody is trying to just get stuff done, you know.
Got it. Like, if there's anything else you let me know, I think I got a lot of game. Obviously you're gonna continuously consult and coach me throughout the process before we do our big grand opening. So stay locked in. We got a whole grand opening.
Yes, looking forward to that.
But yeah, is there anything else that I should be mindful of or start to make sure that we start implementing?
I definitely think that the social media aspect of it goes further than anything, because you are a local business and people really want to support local businesses. They really want to know what's available to them, especially if it's a matter of convenience. So never underestimating your reach when it comes down to using Facebook, Instagram, Google, getting your SEO on, page 1 so that people know, oh, they're right here. We needed something like this. We didn't have this before, and they're excited about it because it's a convenience factor. So yeah, just not underestimating that would be the first thing, because people again are looking for the services they just didn't know until now, right? And then so number 2 thing would definitely be, like I mentioned before, creating that ecosystem within so that it's feeding itself. If a business opens a box here, oh, here's all the other things we can do for you too. Just give us a call. How can we help you? Serving the community attitude.
Got it.
Yeah.
I got one more question. I actually just thought about it. So if we was to go up through this door, there's a 1-bedroom apartment up there. So what are your thoughts as far as like having a 1-bedroom apartment over the store? Should we like transition to something else? Like,
so I had 2 thoughts on that. You could go one route where it's like a workspace, where it's, we think of it like a co-working space where people can just use to have an office for the day or have meetings. If they were working from home and they're tired of sitting at home and they just want to get out the house but still work somewhere, that's an option. But something that I thought would fit this community maybe a little bit more than that, because where you're located does matter. It could just stay an apartment for whoever's going to be managing and running the store. Because there is nothing like ease for a person that is running a store like this, and they'd be able to just live right there. And especially in our economy today, it's like that ease of knowing like my job is providing these services for that makes people work really hard when they know they're taken care of. And in a small community like this, I can see an employee really taking your vision for the business to heart, because you're supplying what it is that they need to. So
I like that. All right, that's something to think about. I like the co-working space as well. Man, that's so cool. We got some great ideas, man. Like from one business that we can expose. Cooks, I appreciate you.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. So I was just thinking overall, something like this is something people don't even realize is possible. So I just really wanted to encourage people that are going to be watching this to know, like, this is actual real life stuff that's possible. Now, I don't recommend doing it without a mentor. So, come and join the big leagues, make it it your championship year, right? But at the end of the day, these things really are possible, and it's just a matter of not being afraid to do the work, asking hard questions, but being mentored so that you can do it the right way and skip the pitfalls, because your mentor can say, hey, I don't recommend that because I tried that, didn't go too well, try this, you know, which is why I'm here to help with this project. So, yeah.
I love what you said. I just want to add to it, right? Because some of you may have watched our previous video. It's on YouTube. Make sure you go look it up. There's Money in Born Businesses, right? On our YouTube channel, Lily Club, where I actually walked through Cookie's location, right? Her mailbox packing and shipping business. And I am her mentor, right? But I was able to give her strategies on how to get her credit right, how to actually build a business and go out there.
Which allowed me to buy my business in the first place.
But now in return, she's able to come back and coach me, right? So it's all about being able to get in certain rooms, add value, and you never know when the student is going to become a teacher. But I'm not too big or too mighty or have a big enough ego to say, look, I need to learn from you, right? Because in teaching you, learning you teach, it don't even matter what way you go about it. It's just about getting guidance, right? Because I will be doing myself a disservice to just go in here and start something when I can learn from somebody who's done it, and I can fast track my process.
Exactly.
Right, and that's what we're doing. So I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for you.
Let everybody know where they can follow you and catch up with you.
Yeah, so you can reach me on Instagram at Official Cookie Robinson, and I'm happy to, you know, help you if you are looking for understanding on running a business like this, because our original video reached a lot of people that had a lot of questions about these kinds of things. So you can reach me there.
And look, I want to say this, right? So first and foremost, the mentorship is on the way. All right, so those of you that want to learn exactly what we're doing when it comes to buying already existing package shipping business or scale them, right? Cookie's going to be the one to be able to help you do that. But if you want to get started right now, getting into the self-storage business, like it just so happened that we bought this together. It was a package deal. What I want you to do is text the word club to 347-429-6496. You can join our community and start really learning a lot of this information. And then we're also going to give you an opportunity to join the waiting list so you can be notified first when Cookie actually launches the program that we're going to be collaborating.
Yes, excited about
we doing this together. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We want to help you actually, you know, get into these boring businesses, these overlooked assets.
Right, absolutely. So looking forward to it, Mogul. Let's get it.
Let's go!